Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic of discussion is face protection, and I'm going to take you through my favourite face protection that I currently use and kind of the journey that I took to get here, why I like it. They've got a couple of other honourable mentions as well, which I'll talk through, but I kind of just wanted to give you guys a bit of knowledge on what I like to use for face protection, the reasons that I like to use it, because I think a lot of people probably have that battle through their airsoft career of, is this the right face protection? I like this, but I don't like this about it. And I think I've found something now, which is sitting right here, that I really, really like, and I'm not really searching for anything else. And so that product is by a company called NB Tactical. So they have lots of face protection. They have some other products as well, but I think primarily they make face protection. And they've actually done a few iterations. So I think we're on version 3 right now. But what I think is very clever about this is it has kind of two parts to it. Now, one part is going to be this kind of mouth and nose protector, which is going to sit here over the top of you. This is called their Fortis V2. So they had some ones, as I said before, but what is really good about this is it's kind of like a pliable metal. So you can kind of sit it to your face and kind of push it in and adjust it where it needs to be. It's got a kind of little rubberized, what do you call it? Not a plate, but a little kind of nose bridge here, which will sit just over your nose. And for me, the main thing with face protection, obviously eye protection is very important, but teeth and my nose actually as well. I quite like having some kind of covering here where the actual front of my face is covered. Now, when I first started getting into airsoft, I think as everyone does, you have the full face protection. You know, it's kind of like a set of goggles. However, it's got a kind of plastic faceplate attached to it, or maybe you have a dye mask or something along those lines, which is going to cover everything, which is great. The problems that I have with that are, number one, I actually get incredibly hot when I play airsoft. I live in Southern California, but even when I used to play in the UK where it gets a lot colder, I would still sweat so much. And so having that full face on me meant that I would kind of steam up a lot. I'd have sweat inside my mask. I really just didn't like it. And the other thing that I hated about full face protection was that I had that kind of stopping me from actually getting a sight picture and looking down my sights. If I'm putting my cheek against like the cheek rest or the butt or the stock area of an airsoft replica, it would mean that I kind of couldn't really see properly. It would kind of, readjust and push on my face. So I kind of adapted from that. I started going to goggles, like your standard goggles that you would see with ballistic plastic, just so that the BBs wouldn't shatter the actual plastic on there. And I would have one of the kind of mesh, face protection things that would kind of hook behind you. Those work. They're fine. I don't think that they're as good as this, but they are something. If you're thinking I'm getting into airsoft, I think the Tigris make a mask where it's just kind of like face protection. It's kind of like a little cheek protector here. You can actually see the mesh. You can actually see your face, which is good because the airflow is good. And then you can wear whatever goggles, glasses, whatever you want on top. However, for me still, it's bulky. I didn't really like it. Kind of has this nose bridge that would slip down. So I kind of leant away from that. I went through a couple of other different variations of face protection that I've used over time. And again, I just hadn't found anything that was quite right. I actually now, as kind of eye protection, I nearly always wear these. Now, these are Oakley M-Frame 3s. I really just like this is how outdoor I wear them. It's not full seal in that goggles are full seal, but it does really kind of keep absolutely to the edge of my cheeks, and there is a tiny gap there, but it's really, unless you got a perfect shot with a BB, I don't think you would get that through. And with my hearing protection, my helmet that I wear, etc., it's really, I don't think it's ever going to be an issue for me. So for me, these are safe, and I can actually wear these. It allows me to have that flexibility of you know, putting my face in different places. This is just, you know, sunglasses, which is fantastic. I have another version of these which are clear. And I also, if you watched my previous videos about my helmet and my $2,000 helmet build, that has my X-Fog on the back of it. It's like a fan that blows air, and that has meant that I have literally like little fan vents in here. Works on the M-frame, so I get that airflow. But obviously, if I'm just wearing this, my entire area here is fully open. And so I found these, I think it was actually a friend who showed them to me. There's two parts. They actually do two versions. They do the Fortis, which covers your full face or face and nose. And then they do this version, which actually I know some players I play with prefer. And that is just really for your face or your mouth, sorry, and your cheeks here. It leaves your nose exposed. I work in real estate, and I've had it before where I have like nicks or little bruises on my face, and the questions do come, are you okay? What's that on your face? So I prefer to try and avoid that generally. I think this is great, and actually probably in terms of airflow, it's better. But for me, normally I'm going with their Fortis V2 face protection, which is this one. So this is, the reason I like this is because it is easy to get on and off, firstly, and actually because it allows me to breathe and not have the issues that I've had with other pieces of face protection. So they actually do two different variants, with a little bit of peanut butter there from my lunch, two different variants of mask. These are actually different variations as well, different versions that they've done. This is their V3, which has actually got this on it. If you go on their website, you'll be able to see. And this has actually just got bigger breather holes. This is their V2, which is not as good. So if you're going to buy one, you can still buy both, the V2 or the V3. I would get this one, their balaclava with the V3, because it's just got better airflow as you're breathing in and out. V2 is good as well. I don't have a neck gaiter, which is this one, in V2. In V3, but I have it in V2, so I thought I would show you that to you guys as well. Give you an idea of pricing. This thing here is $40. It does mean, one big thing I do think is that I get very sweaty, as I've said. If I'm wearing one of these balaclavas and it's drenched in sweat, it does not mean I have to carry a complete another set of mesh face protection. I can actually just have a couple of these. I've got one of these and I can just trade them out. You know, I just basically trade the balaclava, keep the same piece on. And also when I'm going the safe zone, there's no need to take all my balaclava off. I can literally just pull this off, put this down to one side and just have my balaclava around my neck or my neck gaiter sitting there. So this is their V3. I'll show you quickly what this looks like. Now I'm not going to have on my helmet, so this is probably going to look a bit weird, but hopefully it just gives you guys a good idea of what this is like. I think this is great because it does give me breathability here. It gives me some kind of moisture wicking on my forehead, although this is not enough for me. And then it means that I can tuck this down into my shirt. This is too small, this shirt, but I could actually wear it like this if I really wanted to. You know, it's not, again, going to be good protection, because if I get hit there, then it's going to actually have an issue. I just put peanut butter right there, which is where that is. Need to wash it afterwards. But it is going to give me enough protection. It's going to make me look kind of tactical and cool. It's kind of like that administrative results balaclava style before we start taking it off. But that basically means I can take this and I'm just pushing this in here, putting that over the top of my nose, and I can adjust this as I want. I can have that right up there if I wanted to. I can have it, you know, sitting. What I have actually had before is I'll actually sit it. Sorry, if I just readjust this. I'm normally not that particular actually with it when I'm on the field. I'll just throw it in and I'm good. But that gives me that kind of ability here where I've got give in here. I've got a full face protection. My eyes are here, so I can actually just wear this, and this actually will tuck inside, or it'll just go into these little pocket things here over the top of my ears. If I just do that there. So I can do that. What I actually normally do is I'll tuck this in. So I'll put this here and this here, and I'll go like that. And that basically, again, if I just show you here, there we go. It means that I've got full protection, everything here. I've got a little bridge of my nose space there and my forehead, but that's covered by my helmet. And then what I actually do is underneath this, because I sweat so much, I have a balaclava, and this is an amazing product. I found them. I used to try and find all these different things that would work with this, but this actually has like a little rubber kind of bar on it, and it's like a balaclava. And so this is called the Halo V headband, and you can get them on Amazon. If you want me to put a link, I think they're about $20, but I'll wear this. It kind of gives, it's meant for running, I think, but it gives this band right here. And my issue is that sweat comes down my face. You probably can't see what I'm saying right now. Sweat comes down my face, which means that it gets into my glasses. It just runs down the lens. So now I have the X-Fog on my helmet. Helps a ton. Actually means that, you know, I'm in a situation where that's rarely happening. But it does stop actually water coming down my face, and as I'm in California, I'll sweat a lot and that will happen. So I'll actually put that on underneath. I'll put this guy over the top like this, and I'll normally wear this one, and then I will just pop this in if I'm out of the safe zone. I'll just, as I'm going in, I'll just pop this in. I'll make sure all my stuff's in place, and then that's me good. So that is me completely protected. My ears haven't got protection on here, but it's going to stop that cutting that you're going to get sometimes from BBs nicking you. It means my ear protection can go over the top of this, and there is no issue. I can hear very loud and clear everywhere here. And so that's my normal getup. Now the other ones that you can do is I could put this in here, which is just the nose, and I can just run that underneath if I want to. So I could just have my nose out. Obviously, the chance of me getting shot on my cheeks here and the nose here is a lot higher because that's there. But it does not, it probably allows you to breathe out your nose a lot easier. This, I haven't actually shaped this one. So if I shape that now, my mouth isn't going to catch on it. But you can just kind of like alter this slightly. Other thing you could do is just do that. Again, that looks probably the coolest, I think. I like that a lot. But teeth for me is the big one. You know, like you get shot in the teeth, you lose a tooth. You know, that's a hard fix for sure. You're going to the dentist, you're going to be doing stuff. So this is the neck gaiter, which I think pretty much goes better with this smaller version here. These are about, let me just get the pricing on this. They call that the balaclava, and then this is the neck gaiter. They are, in terms of price, $20 each. I think it's like €18.50. And then the cost of the Fortis V2 is $40, and I think this one is about $35. Again, it's in euros, so I'm doing a rough calculation. But if you buy a couple of these, you know, say $20, $40, you're buying one of these, you know, you're up to like $80 maybe for a full set. You can change that out, you can use them as you want, and you just basically take these, you wash them. One thing with the face guards that I found before is because the mesh is attached to it, it means that when you put it in the washing machine, it would actually damage the seals. It would kind of come off, you know, it wouldn't be great. So this is going to be, as I said, this is the V2. So they do a newer version of this, but you'll see now where right there, this comes up and it'll cover my ears, and it's got little like gaps here, just where it's kind of covering, but it's that. And now I'm just going to do something quickly. George, in. Sorry, if you've been on the channel for a while and you know George, who's my little dog that was in a lot of the unboxing videos, he is now trying to walk onto the road outside. So I just had to knock on the door and stop him. And he's now coming in because he knows he got caught. So yeah, this one will kind of come over the back here and it will sit there. So you don't have that same kind of coverage on your head. If you're wearing a cap, this might work better. And it does allow you, again, to do both of these. I don't like it as much because it slips like that. And it means that I constantly have to do this to put it back. But that is pretty cool looking. I don't know, if you're going for the look as opposed to the protection, this thing is also pretty great. And then here's the other one. So again, guys, this is NB Tactical. I'll be putting a little description below, pricing, you know, what they say about the product. Again, I've had this for a while now. I've played with these for a while, indoor and outdoor. And I really, really like it. I have to say, it's the one product where I just haven't been looking for something else, which happens, you know, like, oh, speed loader, I want to go and find a better one. You know, like, I'm really bad about spending money just on trying to get better and better things until I get them exactly where I want them to be. So that's a piece of face protection that I don't see myself replacing for a while. Now, a couple of other ones just to mention are ones that I was using before, and I found, and I've got friends who use them who really like them. This is by a company called Brain Exploder. Again, I think it's kind of a smaller company. You may be thinking this looks very, very weird. It is quite weird, to be honest with you. This, I think, is called the Essentials Airsoft Face Protection, which is a odd thing because it makes you look kind of like Bane from Batman. I don't know if you agree there, but one thing that I do think is great with this is it's been engineered really well. These little hooks here, you can actually kind of like have a little attachment here that goes around, but actually these will go in the bottom of goggles, like the ESS goggles, which you can get different variations of. And I've had some, and the reason I got them is because one of them has a little fan in the top. Didn't work for me. Again, I think it was the sweat situation. The fan compared to my X-Fog just didn't really work. So I had the goggles, and then you can basically take these little attachment points and you thread them up through the base of the goggles. So this just basically sits attached to it. And what is great is it's rubberized. It is got this kind of hard plate here with tons of breathing holes. And what I think is really cool is this. So where that goes over your nose, you have this just downdraft straight here. And, you know, it doesn't get in the way of speaking because it's there. It does make you sound a little bit like Bane. You could put on like a very deep voice and definitely play that role. But for me, it looks a bit silly. And because I like using my M frames a lot more than those ESS goggles that I tried out, I put this to one side. But I do think if you're looking for something that is easy, you use ESS goggles, you just want like a bolt on, you could just use this. So that's from a company called Brain Exploder. This is $25. And again, really well built. I've got friends who use them, friends who really like them. But for Milsim, I don't know if it looks quite as good. I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on that one. And then another one, which is actually a UK company. I never really use this that much, more because I've kind of found this. I think it's a German company that make this, or Austrian. But this is a company called Delta Mic. And this is something they call their Delta Mic Adaptive Face Protection Snood. So it's like a hood, but it's a Snood because it's kind of that cut down version. And this is kind of cool because it is very, I've got this in multicam, but it's very breathable material. It kind of similarly has that same situation where you're putting that mesh in front of your face there. And it's kind of got this padding here, which is also really good. Again, it's going to get sweaty and you're going to have to wash this. I haven't really washed this too much and I expect it will hold up well because it's got some great reviews. But it really, for me, the main thing was it didn't protect my nose. So again, it's kind of like the smaller one from NB. But you're going to put this over your head. What is cool is it's got like a drawstring here. So you can kind of like tighten that as you want. And it looks really cool again. And because you've got that gap between your mouth and the actual mesh, it's like a really, really good space where you can talk really easily. I'll give you an idea of what that looks like here. Really, really good bit of face kit. But again, it's kind of, for me, it's just too much kind of like foam around here. And the big thing for me was this guy not being in place. If you're going to the safe zone, you know, you're having to like do this. You can pull it down, which is pretty easy. But I've seen lots of people who absolutely love this. And so that's another noteworthy piece that I would definitely say, you know, if you're looking at other things, you don't necessarily like that one. There's your Delta Mic Face Pro. There's their little logo right there. So that is kind of my overview, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, sorry, price on that's $30 as well. So really well priced, that one. That's my overview. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys found value in this. And if you have any questions about the actual products, let me know. I'll put names down below so you guys can go and find them. I have got a lot of cool content coming soon. Try to put out one video a day. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the content, but I always want new ideas. If you've seen anything in previous videos, you're like, I want to know more about that. If you've seen things you want compared and contrasted, let me know, because I really would like to just kind of put more and more videos out, and actually videos that you guys would like to see, because that's the main thing about growing the channel. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.